Well, big story in the Wall Street Journal yesterday. Walmart dropped the health insurance for 30,000 people and moved them down from full-time employment to part-time employees. And then hundreds of thousands of other employees, Walmart increased the cost of the employee participation in their health care costs, made the deductibles go from like maybe $100 to maybe $5,000. And of course, many other businesses are doing the same thing. They're going out of the country, buying businesses in other countries and becoming a foreign business, so they have lower tax rates and so forth. Kind of scary here. So what don't you do is get a hold of your Youngevity associate and get a hold of that trilogy of books and get a hold of the book Epigenetics. Those 4 books will be able to help you get through all this mess. And here's why. Well, first of all, the trilogy of books will teach you how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy oils. Secondly, these books, particularly Let's Play Doctor, will teach you how to do your own lab work. You can do lab work for hundreds of different diseases yourself. And it tells you how to go to a pharmacy without a prescription and get the same test strips your doctor will get and use in a physical in his office that he will charge your insurance company $2,000 for. Okay? And you can do your own blood test. You can do your own urine test. You can do an equivalent of a colonoscopic exam. Just to get what's called an occult blood test, which measures even unseen levels of blood. You don't have to have a teacup full of blood in your colon and your bowel movement to have some blood in there. So if there's unseen blood, this occult blood test will find it. And then also there's a FIT test. It's an acronym for fecal immunochemical test. It's also a replacement for the colonoscopic exam. All these tests together are going to kind of like cost you something like less than $5 for a complete physical. The same physical would cost you $2,000 in a doctor's office. You can take your own blood pressure. You can take your own pulse. And it's quite exciting. When you look at the numbers, you refer to the book, the chapter in the home laboratory, and we'll go through all the numbers and teach you what each one of them is for and what it means and what the normal range is. And then you have to appreciate that the trilogy of books and epigenetics is also going to tell you how to take care of your genes, your DNA, your RNA, and your telomeres, and how to maximize your genetic potential for longevity. Now, everybody has potential for longevity much, much greater than they can achieve just by eating well, or they can achieve by eating well and exercising. You might be able to get to, say, 80 to 90 years of age, 92, 95 years of age by eating well, avoiding the bad stuff, and exercising. But, if you're biblically orientated, God said man's years shall be 120. Well, 80 is 40 years short. Then when you look back again, if you're biblically orientated, you look at Adam, who lived to be 930, and many of his male descendants lived to be well beyond 900. I think one of them who failed to live to be 100 was only 870. And so dying in 60, 70, 80, even 90 seems a little low compared to the potential we have. It's like being in one of those Lamborghini cars where you can go 300,000 miles if you put 6 quarts of very special oil in there, change the oil every 1,000 miles if you're driving the car, if it's sitting in the garage and you change it once a month, even if you use it or not. And then if you say, I'm going to put 6 quarts of Texas dirt in there because I don't want to spend all that money on oil changes because there might be some oil in that Texas dirt, the odds are you're not going to go the distance in that Lamborghini. Even a Lamborghini, you might not go the distance of what you might get out of a tank of gasoline. It won't go 400 miles if you just put, it might even not go 50 miles if you put 6 quarts of Texas dirt, even high-grade Texas dirt in there instead of 6 quarts of special oil. And so that's the difference between having the potential and not reaching it because you did all the wrong things or omitted stuff compared to doing everything right and you were able to achieve the maximum genetic potential. Well, you have the same problem. You can have a grandmother and granddaddy who lived to be 102, 108, and they drank and smoked and did drugs and stayed up all night and partied their whole life. But you see, they did something different than you're doing. They got away with it. You try all that, you will probably might die in your 20s or 30s or 40s, certainly. Not very good, even though you had the potential to live be well beyond 100. You're not going to get there because you didn't give your genes, your DNA and RNA and telomeres everything you needed. And, of course, the telomeres are the end caps in your chromosomes. And so what I want you to do is contact your Youngevity associate. Again, get that trilogy of books. Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy. Get a hold of the book Epigenetics. And in Epigenetics particularly, is going to go through all of the different diseases and tells you what nutrients your genes and DNA, RNA, and telomeres require to maximize health and longevity and wisdom, fending off disease, and how to prevent, in many cases, reverse these diseases with nutritional supplements and avoidance of certain foods and cooking styles and so on. Again, we can make your church type 2 diabetes free in less than 2 months. We can make your church arthritis free in less than 3 months. We can actually help prevent Alzheimer's disease by as much as 80%. None of this is genetic. Okay, we can prevent every birth defect you can name, and 10 times that many you can't. By giving everybody the 90 essential nutrients long before they're old enough or going to plan to have babies, right? And because all birth defects are caused by not genetics, but by nutritional deficiencies of the embryo. Contact your Youngevity associate, ask for the trilogy books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and Passport to Aromatherapy, and the book Epigenetics. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd talk a bit about obesity, as we do have a news story here. You know, we had a story a couple of weeks ago about how being obese and overweight increases your risk for cancer. In fact, they found there was a study that found that 10% of all gallbladder, kidney, and liver colon cancers can be attributed to excess in weight. And they said 41% of uterine cancers are tied to obesity. That was published in the journal Lancet. And then they said that also migraines are linked to it. Carrying extra weight can, according to Johns Hopkins researchers, they looked at about 4,000 people and found those with the higher body mass indexes had greater chances of having episodic migraines. Those who were obese were 81% more likely to experience at least 14 migraine headaches each month compared to those who had healthy weights. Obese women over the age of 50 suffered the most chronic headaches. Also, infertility. Women that are overweight have a harder time getting pregnant, and according to a study done in India of about 300 morbidly obese women, it found that over 90% of them developed polycystic ovarian disease, a condition that is linked to infertility over a 3-year period. And a Journal of the American Medical Association study found that heavier women who do get pregnant, the worries aren't over there because obesity increases the chance of a preterm baby, especially if the body mass index is over 35. And the authors speculate that inflammation in the uterine and cervical membranes, and, of course, premature birth is the leading cause of infant death and long-term disabilities. Sleep disorders. Nearly 80% of the older obese Americans reported having trouble sleeping. That was in a American Sleep Foundation survey. They say poor sleep contributes to heart disease, including diabetes and also, ironically, obesity. A Harvard nurses study found that those who slumbered less than 5 hours were 15% more likely to gain weight than those who enjoyed at least 7 hours of sleep. And then we had a Yale study that found that fat people are often the butt of jokes, and it found that weight is the number one reason why people are bullied at any age, and those who are bullied have lower self-esteem and higher levels of depression and increased risk of suicide. The researchers at Yale found that more than 40% of the children who seek treatment for weight loss say they've been bullied and teased by a family member. A lead author, Rebecca Paul, says that when they talk to obese women, they were stigmatized by 72% of them said by someone in their family. And then they go on to say that studies have found that 67% of overweight men and women report being shamed or bullied in their doctor's office, and 50% of doctors found that fat patients were awkward, ugly, weak-willed, and unlikely to comply to treatment. 24% of nurses said they were repulsed by their obese patients. And finally, they say smaller wages. Those who are obese and fat make a lot less money overall than those who are healthy weights or really thin. So yet another reason to get on ASAP.
Exactly. And, of course, we followed the theory for 75 years, Doug, which says that people are overweight and obese because they eat too much and don't exercise enough. And what did we get for following that theory for 75 years? We became the number one obese nation in the world. So that's another one of the thousands of failed medical theories. In actuality, people who are overweight and obese are overweight and obese because they are minerally deficient. Get a hold of that book. Get a hold of the book Hell's Kitchen. and learn the secret. You will jump on ASAP. You'll get on the Slender Effects, get on the 90 for Life. You'll lose the weight, and the magic is you'll keep it off. Thank you, Doug. Super one. What we got to deal with is a weight problem. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Atlanta, Georgia. And Dej, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Dej, you're on the air. Hello?
Going once, going twice. Okay, let's move on to Detroit, Michigan. And Anthony, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Anthony, you're on the air.
Hey, Doc. How you doing? God bless.
Okay, sir. What's up?
My brother, his dog, mini schnauzer, never been around any dogs. Always been a house dog. He's 98, he says, and I guess in dog years, 98 years old. Arthritis, can't hardly see. Was 25 pounds, now 15 pounds. Was throwing up and couldn't keep anything down, and that's about it. I told him, give us a try before he puts them down. We were thinking about putting them down.
Mm-hmm.
But they'd rather have him,
Sure, of course. Yeah, you have a dog for 12, 15, 20 years. You want to hang on to them. They're part of the family.
Right.
And certainly you want to give the dog a good fighting chance. And what I would do is scramble him some eggs in some butter. Maybe a little schnauzer. I'd go ahead and give him 1 or 2 eggs scrambled in butter. Great food. And then I would also give him the Arthrodex, which is a powder. You can mix that powder in the food. And his body weight, give him a half a scoop once a day. And also throw in 2 of the EFA pluses, puncture the EFA pluses and squeeze them into the food. And then give him about a half a dose of his regular food. A little sick dog that's throwing up and doesn't feel good, I'd give him canned food as opposed to the dry food. And I would also give him an anti-inflammatory. I would give him something like the EFA Pluses capsules. It's a pain reliever, anti-inflammatory. Little dog like that, I'd go ahead and give him 2. You can go ahead and puncture the capsules and squeeze the contents into the food again. And then call me in a couple of days. Let me know how this little guy's doing. Okay, Doug, let's see if we can start another one.
All right, let's head to Florida. And Marcia, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Marcia, you're on the air.
Yes.
Hi. How can we help you?
Yes, my son has blood pressure and asthma.
Okay, high blood pressure and asthma. Okay,
yes.
Well, hang on. And we'll be back, and we'll ask you a couple more questions. But I believe we already know what your son's problem is. We need to know his age and how much he weighs and so forth. We'll be back after these messages. Doug, let's go back to Florida, and let's see, Marcia.
Yes.
How old is your son?
He's 34.
34, and how much does he weigh, do you know?
I don't know.
Is he bigger than you or smaller than you?
He's a little bigger than me.
Okay. So would that make him 150 pounds, 170 pounds?
About that, yeah.
Okay.
About that.
All right. And let's see, does he have any history of any skin problems? And do you know any eczema, acne, psoriasis?
No.
Does he have any history of constipation or diarrhea or irritable bowel syndrome?
Have you with his
Did he have his appendix out?
No. But with bathroom, sometimes he can't use the bathroom.
Okay, so sometimes he's constipated.
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, Shar, this is a Shar thing. Well, what's this young fella have?
Well, because he has asthma,
Yep.
Obviously he has a gluten intolerance.
Exactly. And high blood pressure can be caused by mineral deficiencies and kidney failure kind of stuff. So what would you do for a 170-pound guy has a gluten intolerance, he has high blood pressure, got asthma? What would you do for him?
I would get him on the Healthy Start Pack, 2 of them, 2 Healthy Start Packs 2.0, and for the high blood pressure, he needs to add the Ultimate Daily to that.
Okay, and 3 Ultimate Daily tablets twice a day. It'll be 1 bottle a month, as you're right. 2 of the 2.0 Healthy. Let's see. I'd go with the. What would you go with? The Healthy Start Packs?
Well, yeah, unless he's got arthritis or something.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Go with the Healthy Start Packs. And Char says, drop dead gluten free. Everybody in the household where he lives, mother-in-law, mom, dog, cat, bird, fish, spouse, other siblings, Everybody's got to be gluten-free, drop-dead, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressings, no cooking oils, no olive oil, no coconut oil. And call us in a couple of weeks. This works out very well. These young fellows usually, blood pressure will drop very quickly. Asthma goes away usually in a couple of weeks or so. But he's got to be drop-dead gluten-free, and this is a lifetime thing. You cannot ever go back to gluten. It wouldn't hurt for him to get a hold of that CD called Serial Killers. It gives you all the hidden places. It's easy to give up regular bread. It's easy to give up noodles and spaghetti. It's easy to give up cereal and oatmeal for breakfast. But the hidden stuff you find in, I'll say again, like dog food soups, thickeners, and even yogurt and gravies and so on. You need to find out all those things because those are the ones that usually get you. Well, hang on. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way after these messages.
Well, let's head to Virginia. And Nana, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Nana. You're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallace.
Hi. How can we help you?
I have fibroid. I am 47 years old. I have fibroid. I have asthma. I have arthritis, and my period is inconsistent, and I'm a little overweight.
Okay, you have asthma, fibroids, you have overweight, and I missed one in there.
Fibroid, overweight, and arthritis.
Okay, arthritis, and did you say asthma?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
okay.
Ma'am.
All right, what do you weigh?
I weigh about 175, and I am almost 5'6".
Okay. All right, this is a Shar thing again. Shar, what would you do for this nice lady?
She definitely has a gluten intolerance, and she needs 2 high blood pressure. She needs 2 healthy. Well, she needs 2 healthy start packs. Plus, she needs to add the Ultimate Daily again for the high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's got fibroids. Let's see. Did you have high blood pressure too, Nana?
No, sir. I have fibroids, but I don't have
fibroids. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, what I would do, as Shar said, I would go ahead and she knows you need the 90 essential nutrients, but because you have arthritis, what would you do for arthritis, Shar?
The healthy bone and 2 healthy bone and joint packs, and she needs the women's FX for the fibroids.
Yeah. Okay. 2 healthy bone and joint packs. Absolutely perfect. That'd be 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner. 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. All that would be accomplished by the 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month. You're going to get, in each one, you're going to get a wide mouth jar of the CM cream you can apply to any joint, whether it's a knee or a hip or an ankle or elbow or shoulder or fingers. You can apply the CM cream, and within 10 minutes you'll get a significant or total relief for 3 to 5 hours. And obviously, you have to go on a gluten-free diet because you have an absorption problem. And no gluten, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils. And for the fibroids, as Shar said, I would go ahead and take 2 ounces a day. If you prefer liquids, the Woman's FX, and that's 2 quarts a month, 1 ounce at breakfast, 1 ounce at dinner. There's another option is the capsules, which are the Balanced FX capsules. You can take 3 of those twice a day, it'd be 2 bottles a month. And because it's a oxidation of the nice smooth muscles of the uterus, the fibroids, I would definitely take 3 selenium 3 times a day. It'd be 3 bottles a month. And what would you do for the weight problem, Shar?
She can take ASAP.
Absolutely, ASAP. You get a double A plus there. ASAP, I'd go ahead and take a dropper full under your tongue, 30 minutes before each meal. Let it absorb through your oral tissues. Do not swallow it. 1 bottle a month will do that. And if you would, go ahead and call us every couple of weeks. Let us know how your dysmenorrhea is, irregular periods, painful periods. I certainly wouldn't suggest surgery for the fibroids. The asthma should go away on a gluten-free diet with a supplement program. The arthritis, we can certainly support and promote healthy maintenance, repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, and bone itself. And, of course, being overweight has to do with being nutritionally deficient, not lack of exercise or eating too much. So that gets you going in the right direction. I'd also get a hold of that book, Hell's Kitchen. ask for a free copy of the CD by the same title, Hell's Kitchen, because you have to understand the principles, because they're 180 degrees from what the theory's been for 75 years. And, of course, we became a number one obese nation in the world following the failed theory. Okay, Doug, let's go to caller.
Let's head to Arizona. And Diana, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Diana, you're on the air.
Thank you, Dr. Wallach. I'm on dialysis. I have diabetes. I have blood pressure problems. I have lymphedema, and my eyes are hemorrhaging. I am losing this eyesight. My right eye is looking like through two sheets of wax paper, and I have what looks like cobwebs, but I know they're little threads of blood. When I take the Ultimate Daily, that seems to get worse. And when I take the selenium, if I don't take the Ultimate Daily, then I don't have as much blood threads. I need some help.
Okay, what do you weigh?
I weigh 230.
And how tall are you, dear?
I'm only 5'6".
Okay. All right. Shar, what would you do for this lady, nice lady? She's on dialysis. She's got type 2 diabetes, Diana?
Yes.
Okay, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, some edema there. She's losing some of her vision. What would you do for this lady?
Well, first of all, I'd get her on a gluten-free diet because all those different things.
Mm-hmm.
And second, she needs to get on at least 2 healthy blood sugar packs, and then she needs to add the Ultimate Daily to that.
Okay, when she said when she gets the Ultimate Daily, her eyes get foggier. So let's hold. Is that correct, Diana?
They bleed more.
Yeah. So let's stay off the Ultimate Daily right now.
Okay.
And I would go, as Shar said, with the 2 healthy blood sugar packs, and take your fasting blood sugar in the morning. And as your blood sugar drops, you take less and less medication, whether it's pills or insulin. That's for the diabetes, and for the dialysis, because you have trouble with the Ultimate Daily, what I would do is throw in the HGH. I'd go ahead and take 6 HGH capsules at bedtime with a glass of water, and if that doesn't cause any problems with your eyes, in a couple of weeks I'd go ahead and order another bottle so you could take 6 in the morning when you wake up before breakfast with a bottle of water and 6 of the HGH at bedtime. And so it's going to take 2 bottles a month, ultimately, it's your body weight. And so, but I'd start out with 1 just so we can make sure it's okay. And so that will help support healthy blood pressure. It'll support healthy blood flow to the little blocked arteries in the kidneys. Because when you're on dialysis, it usually means that you have plugged arteries in the kidneys, the little afferent arteries, and doesn't mean that you have kidney failure per se. Let's see here. We also have a product called Vision FX. I would go ahead and take 3 of those twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month. And I would go ahead, with all this stuff you got going on, I would go ahead and also throw in the Immortalium. I would go ahead and take 3 of those twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month. And Shar already said have a restricted diet, no gluten. She's absolutely right there. No wheat, barley, rye, or oats. Absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. Absolutely no oils, no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oils. Again, no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And what would you do for her weight challenge, Shar? What would you give her for that?
ASAP, of course.
ASAP. Okay, I'd go ahead and take 2, because at 5'6", I'd like to see 145 or so. She needs to lose anywhere from 90 to 100 pounds. So I'd take 2 bottles a month of the ASAP, take a full dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal, and a full dropper full under your tongue 15 minutes before each meal. Let it absorb through your oral tissue. Don't swallow it. Call us in 2 weeks. I want to know your weight, your blood pressure, and how your vision's doing. I want to know your blood sugar levels and so on. Let us know what your creatinine levels are when they give them to you in dialysis. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to California. And T-Ray, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, T-Ray, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How can I help you today?
Yes, I wanted to see if we can get some help for my husband. He's been suffering on and off from gout, and he was diagnosed in June with renal disease and having a high blood pressure as well. And
okay, is he on dialysis?
No.
Okay.
He wants to do a transplant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can help him without the transplant.
I think so, too.
Okay, what does he weigh?
He last time his appointment he was 220, so he's probably maybe 10 pounds less, maybe 215, maybe right now.
Okay, so how tall is he?
About 6 feet.
Okay, yeah, 210. If he's all muscle, 6 feet isn't too bad. If he's got a little bit of a belly and he's not all muscle, then maybe he needs to lose 25, 30 pounds. Okay, so you can tell by looking at him what we need to do here. Well, gout has to do with the liver's inability to convert uric acid into harmless carbon compounds. So we need to make your husband's liver happy. And kidney disease, of course, has to do with blocked arteries in the kidney, not kidney disease itself. High blood pressure can be due to mineral deficiency. It can also be due to the result of the kidney not getting enough blood to filter. It doesn't like that, so it sets out a hormone called renin, R-E-N-I-N, which drives your blood pressure up. So here's a guy, Shar, has gout, kidney failure, and high blood pressure. Just remember, he cannot have things that make uric acid. We're talking about beans and peas and lentils and peanuts and things like that. No legumes, absolutely no organ meat, no brains, heart, liver, kidneys. Most people don't mind giving that stuff up. And let's see here. What would you do to make his liver happy?
Selenium.
Well, there you go. Very good. So I'd give him 220 pounds. I'd give him 2 of the healthy brain and heart packs per month. That will allow him to have 3 selenium twice a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner. 2 scoops of the Ontane Tangerine 2.0 at breakfast and dinner. 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day. 3 of the EFAs twice a day. All of it be accomplished by the 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. What would you do for the high blood pressure and the kidney failure, kidney disease?
Well, that's Ultimate Daily, of course.
There you go. Very good. Ultimate Daily. And I would go ahead and give him, I'd go ahead with 9 of those a day. 220, he's got high blood pressure, kidney failure. I'd go ahead and give him 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That'll be 2 bottles a month, okay, of the Ultimate Daily tablets. That's going to support healthy blood pressure. It's going to support healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries in the kidneys, allowing more dirty blood to be filtered by the kidney. And then give us a call every couple of weeks. And do you happen to know his creatinine levels?
Yes. His creatinine was 5.67 in June, and it got worse. And then when we started the supplements, it actually, from our last test results last month in September, it's at 5.60. So it's gotten better. His urea has gotten better, almost normal. Mm-hmm. Phosphorus, everything has gotten better. So our 90 days will be at the end of this month. But it just seems like we can't shake the gout off, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's a dietary thing. And as Shar said, the selenium is very important there. And so that's where I would go. And diet is very important. You know, none of the legumes, absolutely no organ meats. And then the healthy brain and heart packs can give them the selenium, which make the liver happy. They can get enough B vitamins there to make the liver happy. And the liver breaks down uric acid. And 5.6 on his creatinine isn't really good. Creatinine needs to be down to, say, 0.1 is where I'd like to see it. So the next time they give you creatinine, let us know, and we'll go from there. There's other things we can do, but this is a modest way to start, and we need to know his blood pressure and all that kind of stuff when you give us a call, and his weight. Well, thank you, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.